close to the president.
So that has changed over the time, whereby he no longer dictates who speaks and all those kind of things. He can only be of help because he understands the movements of the president. He is always pinpointing in getting timely programs to run. That has always been Farouk Kibet's space. Number two, even if you were to use that, have we then said, why don't we say then he's been competent? Because when he was absolute in dictating anything and everything around the president, especially when he was a deputy president, we never had these breaches. Now when the president has a complete detail that runs the entire operations, and Farouk basically nowadays, in fact nowadays I'm happy for him, he sits more and listen. Because previously, even when I was a speaker, I remember Farouk never used to sit, because his mind was always up and going. One, the president will tell him, you have 45 minutes here. As to how everything will fit into the 45 minutes, it's up to him. And he's such a hands-on person. Farouk is one person you'd always see dictating. He will tell you 2 minutes, and he means it 2 minutes, because once the 2 minutes are approaching, he walks to you and takes over. But that has always been his space. He never even used to bother much about the security, but because of his awareness and his time management skills around the president, it used to work. So if we were to use that analogy, then you would say he was more efficient then, because we never had any breaches.
Security matters.
Then we can say, because if the accusation is that people like, because Farouk does not control the security detail of the president. I don't think, Fred Mbuli, that anyone can control. These are trained people. It's a manual applied across the global sphere. I don't think it's Kenya is a standalone. Museveni is a strong man, but he has no control about his security detail. That is their job. As I've said, they look at him as their client. It is who they wake up to and sleep thinking about. And as I've said, if it was a question of ad hoc, we would have had so many breaches, so many problems. And okay, let us also give them a bit of some flowers. The breaches, because they are expected to be so perfect like Caesar's wife, such a breach becomes a whole big story. But if you are to then be objective a bit and step back away from these 1 or 2 incidences, how comes they have succeeded to contain the president the past 2 years, where he literally walks in the middle of a sea of humanity? Not once, not twice. Every time they are launching affordable housing, it's always countless number of people. Every time the president is launching the market, whatever the market projects that are running parallel to the affordable housing, every time the president is addressing, have you ever seen where the president normally addresses? Like if he comes to Nairobi, he goes straight into Gikomba, whereby there's no even exit entry. In fact, yesterday I saw some analysis that was being done where they have all gumboots, and they say that at least the president with the gumboot, it will be understandable because they've gone to a muddy place, but not for the security. And you could see someone in their police boots that can still function as such. So I can give them a bit of flowers that by far and large, to show you that no one controls them, they have always effectively handled worse scenarios, worse situations where many people are. But on this one, the reason why they're getting a flack on this one is because this should be the easiest bit, because it's an organized setup. The dais is there, there's space. Have you ever seen
failure?
Have you ever seen how the presidential dais is organized? The space between even where the president sits and the president is never squeezed. There's always a 1 meter rule or some 1.5 meter rule between even him and the deputy president. So you'll always see there's a seat, there's a space, there's a seat, there's a space. Then where the aide sits, the security formation around him is visible. In fact, dignitaries always, every president, when they come to a space, they are given more positions for their security. And then even where he speaks, where people will speak at more or less like either on the left or the right, but on the side, not in front. And then you'll find a distance of around 15-20 meters. And then where the president speaks will be just ahead. So all that has been put into consideration. So you can't then expect...
Let's consider the other side. Let's consider the other side advice.